Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us again today. The new format that we've recently been testing out with the intros will be back next week. Tommy is away on vacation. Everyone go wish him happy anniversary. So that'll return next week. Today, we're going to talk about all the Grand Slam Philly action, specifically the distance events. As per usual, some exciting shakeups there. So that was fun to talk about. And also, we're going to be looking ahead to the Rome Diamond League. Ollie has a very interesting race strategy that he previews. So make sure you stick around for all that. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for joining us. We love to be here with you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. And enjoy the show.
Coffee club, grind your beans and grab your favorite mug. It's Ollie, Morgan, George, and Gus. It's them boys from Coffee Club. Boys from Coffee Club.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Coffee Cup Podcast for episode 189. Guys, it's happening. The gang is breaking up. Not really. Sorry, that sounded like dramatic. I just got
really nervous.
I was trying to say that this is going to be our last episode all together here in the studio for a little bit.
I thought you were going to say we were approaching the nervous 90s again for the second time.
Nervous 90s. I forgot about. I mean, we are.
We are
in the nervous 90s.
Next week. No, not yet.
Fuck. We are getting real close to episode 200. That is a bit scary. But no, what I meant is that this is the last episode here in the studio with the three of us for a little bit, because tomorrow, from when we record this, Ollie is heading over to Europe. He's the first of us to go out on the conquest, the crusade, because he's racing on the Rome Diamond League on Friday, one day from when this episode lands, when it comes out. And yeah,
the Golden Gala.
I think it's exciting, right?
I'm excited for it.
Time to get back
and
racing.
I'm not even there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually like, this is my 5th year running in Diamond Leagues, which is
first time Rome, right?
Yeah,
they normally don't have a men's
first
15.
Time usually have the women's was iconic.
Yeah,
with Faith and all the ladies. Cinta was in that, and Sage was pacing it, and that was a crazy race because they all ran super quick. But that was in Florence. That wasn't in Rome, because I think Rome something.
That's 2 years ago.
Yeah, there was something going on.
Last year was in Rome, back in Rome.
But yeah, it's exciting. I mean, 5 years doing the Diamond League circuit, and I've almost ticked off all the ones that I've wanted to tick off, and this is one of the ones I really want to tick off. So, doing Rome is very exciting, and I get to go there with the face of Hugo Boss and Gucci and Copacabana, Dolce Gabbana, Robert Farkin, the stud, the stallion. So we're going to go together. Cinta's coming with us to make sure that we behave.
And to translate.
Yeah. Well, Robert's Italian is pretty bad. Mine's actually worse. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. Actually, the three of us, it's a really fun group to go with. So looking forward to it. And we get to take that direct flight to Rome from Denver, which is a new flight, which is very convenient traveling to Europe, because usually you have to go through Germany. Much to Robert's dismay, we're going straight to Italy. And
that is actually ideal.
Very, very ideal. So it's going to be hot as absolute balls there.
Yeah,
is it really?
Yeah, it's
30.
hot as fuck right now over there. So it's funny though, because it's hot as fuck. And then I look at Oslo, and Oslo's like pouring with rain, like 15 to 16 degrees for the race. So it's going to be like running in the heat and then running in the freaking St. Maurice cold.
Well,
so,
at least your race, I don't know what time your race is, but Cinta's race, I think, is 10:50 at night.
What?
So I think she is the last race, I believe.
so
you're probably around 10.
Probably something like that,
So
yeah.
at least it'll be
It's funny
nice.
that some of the European ones love a night meet, but a lot also love like an afternoon.
I think it's reflective of their cultures. Not that I'm a historian or a geographer, but like, because you think about like Spanish meets, obviously they're late. Italian meets, always late.
They help us a lot too.
Scandinavian countries earlier, you know? I saw a map one time that showed that they eat dinner at like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
It's already been dark for about 3 hours.
Yeah, so they have to.
But that's in winter. In summer, they're probably switching that and having dinner at midnight. But
I was going to say, boys, I almost had a bean shout out today from myself. I meant to tell you guys this. I got a bag of beans that arrived last week. Guess how many dollars? How many? It was like it was only 100 and it was like 6 ounces.
6 ounces. That's like one of the
I think
ones.
half a normal bag.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 ounces is a normal bag.
Can I ask where they came from?
What part of the world or what website?
What? Not where the actual beans are, but the roastery.
USA,
Okay.
maybe Brooklyn. Nah,
Did you pay for
interesting.
these? Out of
No.
pocket?
You guess the full price, and then I'll tell you what I paid for them.
All right.
Full price, 6 ounces.
I'm gonna say $32.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
More than
Higher.
wow. Okay, I'm gonna say 38. More?
50.
You're not even in the ballpark.
1
yet.
million?
Closer. All right, this bag of beans that I've only had one coffee actually, got a few special occasions. $79.99.
Jeez.
George, you don't spend money. What's wrong?
What's going
Well,
on
exactly.
with this bag?
Now I tell you the full story. I follow this coffee account. It's called, have you seen Coffee Bros?
Yeah, copy
Pop up, nice white bags, very
Yeah.
very tasteful designs. They had this like promo thing. It might have been I don't know if I got scammed or not, but you could enter to win a discount code of $70 for this bag. And then like a few weeks later, I got a email. It was like, you've been selected one of, it was like a couple hundred apparently, I don't know, for a $70 off code for this bag of beans. So I paid $9.99 for an $80 bag of beans.
Do they taste more like a $9.99 quality bean or a $80 bean?
I don't know what an $80 bag is supposed to taste like.
All right. So like, okay.
So I
I'd
couldn't
say
tell you.
Verb
Tingly, maybe?
Verb is a very good bag of beans, right? Compare it to a bag of beans from Verb, because Verb is a decent price for a bag of beans, but high quality.
I think
would say.
theirs is probably low 30s, but that's also double the size. So
Yeah. So
There's
15 to-
there's
15
only
to
10
20.
ounces though.
yeah,
Which is on the smaller side.
Let's
Yeah.
go off quality though. We're going off quality.
I
this is
couldn't
about 4 times that.
I couldn't tell you why if they were any
Better
not
or
any,
worse?
No, not any better. High, up there with tasty ones.
Better than the place that's near the gym. Better than those beans.
Yes, better than those
Yeah.
beans.
Is there like a cool story? Is there context or something behind it? You know?
There's just like this one little family that has this like farm. They're from Brazil, like roast.
Mm.
Crazy thing.
Because
So
like,
that's my.
Because let's say like if there was a story behind it, then I would buy into that. Like one time I was at this vineyard and they had like these special like so they had like 3 different batches of like the wine, and some of them they would only pick them during the nighttime on a full moon. Like I would pay a lot of money for that, even though that's probably completely made up, you know, like the story. I would pay for that.
See, I don't know who's paying $80 for these, and I hope I didn't like accidentally subscribe or something.
Yeah.
You should double check that.
You're
There
gonna
was
get
just
hit
like
with
cute photo
$80.
of this like family, and they have just like this little coffee farm or something. But I don't know what made them.
Hopefully they're getting paid.
I don't know what made them 8 times better than a normal bag.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd love to taste them.
The
So
nice
that's been
thing
a
is the
crazy
coffee
stat.
club beans, when they come out, they're going to be $90
We're gonna go
For
to
only
that
4
family.
ounces.
for only 4 ounces.
That's the business plan right there. It's amazing. But yeah, we have lots of fun track stuff to talk about today. We are going to do a bit of a deeper dive preview on Rome. But before that, we're going to go through the biggest story of the last week, which was the third inaugural, I don't know what inaugural means still, the third ever Grand Slam in history held in Philadelphia. Overall, first time was a 2-day meet. I would say overall probably a success for them. I still have no idea how they measure success, their metrics. They were a lot more smart with their camera work this time, that they kept showing shots of the fans, but it was like right at the finish line. I think there were a lot of fans there, and I think the fans there were amazing. Everyone said really highly. So I'm not trying to say there weren't fans there, but I'm just saying like they blocked off a lot of the stadium for people couldn't sit there, and they weren't showing that part on the camera.
To be fair, it is a massive stadium.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
probably 80,000.
80,000. Like if they filled that whole stadium with 80,000, I would have been
But
like,
there's massive
man.
upstairs, which I think no one sits there.
No,
They
even
they
at Penn Relays, they don't sit
yeah,
there.
but they even blocked off like a decent portion.
I think
of
they blocked the whole curve.
Yeah, they
was
blocked the
just
curve off.
Home straight, back straight. But the people there did look like they were getting hype.
It looked sick.
Yeah.
But they positioned those cameras well.
Yeah,
I mean,
smart.
they know what they're doing.
yeah.
I think 2 days was much easier to digest. I missed a decent amount of Sundays, or just the first bit. But did you notice how much closer the races were together?
Yeah,
well?
kind of, yeah. I mean, I was only to be honest, I was only really paying attention to certain races. Luckily, they were actually close to each other. Generally, the races that I was paying attention to.
Yeah.
and they were all really good races. All of them, I think, were really good. So, I mean, for me, I had a good selective viewing experience. It seemed like a good vibe overall. I mean, I think classic Philadelphia weather, just like some light rain sprinkled throughout
Yeah.
it. I don't think it was very warm there. I don't know. So the sprinters probably weren't loving it, even though I think they ran pretty quick, still in it. But it did make for some good weather, I think, for the distance guys out there. And yeah, I would say we got served some amazing races across the board in the distance stuff once again. So I did really enjoy watching all of them.
I would say the same. I wonder how they would have to, their measure of success, they have to refund everyone who bought tickets on Friday. So they have to make they have to make those 2 days good enough to make up for losing a whole day of TV and tickets and everything, right?
Yeah, it is probably a big loss not being able to run. Dude, I mean, I don't know how the heck their financials work. I mean, they're getting money from somewhere unknown, black hole. But yeah, in terms of the sponsors and all that stuff, cutting off that amount of hours is definitely got to be big. Going from 3 days to 2, like that's 2/3 of the TV time. And yeah, you have to imagine that most live sports are trying to make a lot of their money through TV time and the ads that they're able to show during that TV time. So yeah, that is a big loss for them, I would imagine. But I think a necessary loss because, as you mentioned, I think, yeah, the 2-day did flow a lot better. And yeah, it was exciting. Just like in the first couple of times, in the first couple meets, I was like, I remember there was a day when I was watching it and then like, I forgot that like the 8:15 group wasn't on that day, and then I was just like depressed because I was like, "Oh, I don't get to watch the 8:15 group today. That's unfortunate." So
yeah, true. With that full day off
is fixed, which
or the
is
full
nice.
day other.
But yeah, what do you think, Ollie? Did you watch any of it?
No, I did watch it. No, I thought like if they're going to be successful, these upcoming slams are going to be the ones to be the most successful. I think I tried to watch both, and yeah, I'm struggling with the sprints, to be honest.
How about the drip check? We'll go back one day.
The drip check.
Who was your favorite drip check?
Kai Robinson. Kai Robinson was my favorite drip check. Shout out to Joe Klecker for customizing Kai's outfit, and also his jeans were from me. So he wore his little Athens
biased
Australian hemp-made jeans and then a OAC hat made by Andy Weeding. The drip checks were good. Josh's suit wasn't tailored, but it was a Gucci suit, so you know he likes to live fancy.
So he is like that's like just a slight miss. It's like Gucci, big.
He's done well, except if you're wearing a suit like that, you should probably tailor it. It looked like it was a bit too big. He did look like a mafia boss, which is probably what he was going for. I think the best dressed was Yared Nagus. I really liked Yared's outfit. I think it really did well. It explained, like it just showed what Yared is.
How many Bonomo jackets do you think Yared owns?
He loves them. I think he owns 3. He has an on one. He has the squid, the one for Switch, the Splatoon one, and then I think he has another one that he got.
But I'm not trying to take anything away from Yared, but I think his boyfriend has a decent hand in
Julian
putting together
Julian also, like, I'm pretty sure Julian got him those pants, which is like one of my favorite pants that Yared owns.
Well
not
done,
to take
Julian.
anything away.
Not taking away, but Julian probably was the stylist for Yared. The drip checks were good. I mean, to be honest, and I say this with all,
I can't wait to see you a drip check. Theoretically,
speaking. Josette, I'm being positively critical here to On. If you have an athlete in the Grand Slam, bro, put them in the Weve gear. Put them in the PAF gear. Like, she was wearing the tennis On gear and she's in a track and field event. I wish to see her in like a cool Weve, cool PAF On collab. On's got some of those cool, like, I don't know, some of the outfits that you can see on the On website are really cool. I was hoping to see her in something similar.
Zendaya.
And the Zendaya, like the space. Yeah, the spacesuit. I was really hoping for something like that, but maybe it was hard and short notice.
Actually. You're right. That actually is a miss. If they know their athletes are going
in order to respect to On, like, obviously
you've seen them a couple of things.
Yeah. In order to respect to On, like, the court. She's wearing like a tennis kit, which it looks fantastic. This tennis kit, I think it's great. The skirt's unreal.
Tennis stuff's cool.
The tennis stuff is awesome. I think it's very, very cool design. But she's a track and field athlete, and I would love to see her in something that's a bit more unique, maybe a bit more, particularly if they're doing those drip things. And I know On knows how important these Grand Slams are for branding. So, hopefully, this is just me saying it because hopefully if George or I or somebody else on the team gets in, maybe they can send us some cool shit. Maybe On can send us some cool stuff. But I thought Josette's outfit was great. I just wish to see her in something a bit more, Swiss engineering, cool on gear.
Well, the expectation isn't necessarily to wear like your brand stuff at the drip check either.
That is true. But I think On has cool stuff that they could use there. And how many On athletes are in the Grand Slam other than Sige, Josette, Yard, right?
Kambunji ran.
Kambuji. I mean, to put any of the athletes in really cool On kit, I think it would be sick. On has the spacesuit stuff. I thought I thought Yara was going to turn up in a spacesuit at some point. But that's in all due respect On. No diss really. Just saying that like it would have been cool to see her in in something other than the tennis kit, which is also which is really cool. But I guess I've seen it a lot.
Right.
I didn't see. I think Marco Arop is the best at just not giving an absolute shit about the drip check. He just wears Adidas gear. That's like very much like casual, which I think is cool. Yeah,
He just needs to take his shirt off and then.
That's what he did last
that's the
time.
outfit.
I don't know.
I was
I don't know
expecting
what he was
that.
wearing last time, but he had his 8-pack out.
yeah, I was expecting that. But yeah, I think I would like to see. Actually, that's just not to On, but to all the brands. I would like to see them do a better job of dressing their athletes with the gear. With on like Nike, cool Nike kits or cool Adidas kits, or because I feel like when Noah Lyles was doing those trip walks at the Diamond Leagues and stuff like that, he was always wearing like a Gucci Adidas collaboration thing, and sometimes it didn't always pay off. Sometimes it was a bit, for me it was a bit too much. But
Was it actually a collaboration? I feel like he was just wearing expensive designer stuff.
well, Adidas and Gucci have collaborations, like they do like outfits and stuff, like they do
Yeah.
like Loewe and On. So like he
Was
was
that-
wearing a lot of that stuff.
Oh,
To those earlier meets, whereas like if Loewe and On did like some custom suit or some custom stuff for athletes, or I don't know who Nike works with, but Nike probably has some other high fashion brand that they work with. But that would be cool. Like if Slammers in the future, in the next few years, start doing like Met Gala style crazy shit, I would love to see that.
well, you can start that off hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe Geordie might be the first one to go through. But yeah, I thought the meet was good. I am upset for the distance guys for only running one race still, because it would have been, the back-to-back would have been cool. They're the only ones that only ran one race, and they also slack on the points and the prize money, but hopefully that will change.
I thought it was sad that Kai came third and he got the same prize money that like someone in the other event that came sixth got. But they had to.
That's what you sign up
they had
for.
to lower it.
And you sign up for that. Like if you're going into 3K, it's one race. It just, it's a little.
Still more than you get winning the Diamond League.
Well, that depends on what Diamond League you run, what event you run at the Diamond League. But yeah, well, hopefully they figure it out and they can get back to the two races.
Day one action highlights. What do we get on day one?
I think.
Or the 800. Men's 8 was.
Yeah, let's go down. Let's go through the events. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. I think starting off with the men's short distance, this one was interesting because Arop had, he's looked so good. He's undefeated up to this point in the 800s. And obviously he had to take down people like Wanyoni so far, but they were throwing a couple of other heavy hitters specifically for the 800 in this one. Most notable of all was Josh Hoey, who he must have been undefeated this year up to this point, was he?
Yeah.
Did he lose
in the
any
800
race?
probably.
8 and the 15.
I
don't
He
know
hasn't
if he
lost.
lost any.
Maybe not.
I don't
He
know.
didn't lose anything indoors
Yeah.
because he won the 15.
But yeah, he's the current world champion doors in the 800, and he's just looked absolutely on fire. And then they also had Hobbs, member of Team USA in the 800. So looking so stacked, as well as I already forgot his name again, but I believe
Chapel. The
Yeah.
European guy?
yeah.
Sam Chapel, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
I
sure.
keep forgetting him.
It's something like that.
Who, I don't know if he won the European 800, or I know that he did crazy stuff indoors in 800. So yeah. And so going into it, you thought there was going to be a little more competition. Then you have all these 1500 meter guys as well who we know can run great 800s. But I think A-Rob just showed once again how freaking damn good he is. And I especially love the way that he's racing the 800s right now, because I think it's like maybe you would think that like the way that a 1500 meter runner is going to beat an 800 meter runner in an 800 is if the 800 guy is slowing down at the end, because you expect the 1500 guys to have quicker finishes. And it's just, he goes out at what is fast, but not max fast. So 52 rather than a 49 or a 50. And then he just speeds up. And so he's already got a gap on people, but then he's running even faster. And it's like, so no one can catch him.
52, 51 is ludicrous. How do you expect anyone else to increase the pace after going down 52?
Yeah. Like he's just controlling these races.
It was insane.
In a way that I feel like you don't really see at like that level for the 800. So
he definitely eased up too.
Yeah.
Before the line. And gave the crowd a wave.
Mm-hmm. So
going 143.
He's looking so good. Hoey did come through for second, and then it was huge to see Yared come through again in the 800 and ended up third.
That's a great 800. Beating Hobbs, right?
Yeah, beating Hobbs there. And so Yared, I think that's something that everyone's been maybe surprised about. I think on paper it looks previously like Cole and Josh were like guys that would trend towards more having like crazy 800s, but Yared has really showed them that he's the freaking boss when it comes to 1500 meter guys running the 800, and he's been doing absolutely amazing in that. So
I wonder if Cole has intentionally getting worse at the 800, because all his chat about, like, I think he's
talks about it a lot. Yeah,
he wants to double at Worlds this year.
That's what he literally.
And it's not in the 800.
They had him in the post race show type thing, and like that's like the main thing he says now. He was talking about how, you know, he just doesn't think he's like primed to run quick 800s when his goal for this year is to try and do the 1500 5K double at USA's and then Worlds.
So in that case, still running 145 is pretty legit, actually.
It's pretty damn good.
Whereas Yared is doing anything he can to never run another 5K.
Yeah.
And Cole is trying to run it at Worlds, which is quite a different mindset, I feel like.
That's going to be interesting to see how it plays out for Cole. I mean, I would say in this one overall, he made a big step forwards, which we kind of talked about last week, how we expected him to progress through. And as he mentioned, like, it's still a really long time until like USA's and Worlds and stuff. So who knows, maybe he is on like the exact right path that he needs to, because it's kind of crazy the nature of the beast of the 1500, where he's the Olympic champ, but I think he's lost every single 1500 since the Olympics. And I think it's quite a few 1500s now, which it's the nature of that event.
It is.
But it's just crazy to see it unfold like that.
It's like two ways of looking at it, right? You're either Yucca, where you win every single 1500 except for the World Championship, where you get beaten, and then the person that wins that 1500 loses every other single 1500 meters except for the World Championship.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see, like, there's a pattern of like either you win every single 1500 and you don't win the big one, or you lose every single 1500 and then you win the one that is the big one, you know?
It's
we'll see if anyone can.
It's a non-intentional trend, because
honestly, like, it's very hard to do both.
the year that Kerr
to be dominant in that
last
event.
World Champs, Kerr was relatively quiet in a lot of the other races he did, and then Whiteman, I think, was like kind of the same as well.
Yeah. I think the only time
true.
anybody's been that dominant is probably, like, in our era, was probably Chariot, I'd say.
Well, Jakob, I mean, when Jakob, the year when Jakob in Tokyo, Jakob wasn't winning every single 1500, but I think he still won.
He won
quite a
probably
few.
a majority. Maybe he was the
like
first.
Chariot was still at that point winning a lot of races.
Because Chariot was a favorite, I think.
I think he was,
in the
because
Olympics?
there was I don't
Probably.
know if you remember, there was the famous quote where his dad, where Gert says after, like, now Jakob's
He'll never get beaten
never
again.
going to get beaten. And then I think like a week later at a Diamond League, I think Chariot did beat
Chariot won the Diamond
beat him.
Chariot won the Diamond League final that year.
Yeah, like something
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
but, yeah, it's kind of how it's been, but I think
I don't think it affects Cole at all. I think Cole's pretty mentally very, very sure of himself.
for World Champs and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely. And then we had women's short distance. Jess going absolutely ballistic.
Yeah, this is another thing that, like, not that we predicted this would happen, but we did question last week about, Jess has been a little more quiet in these first two, and we obviously know the how amazing she is and like what her skill set is particularly. And this is what she talked about in her interview afterwards. She said pretty much like, yeah, I looked at how the other ones had been run and I just realized like I had to be a bit more intentional and do something a little bit different. And if you watched it, that's exactly what she did, right? She really played into her strengths, broke the field wide open and got rewarded with a second place. The only one that could go with her was Walteji, who's she's also absolutely amazing form right now. And
I do forget that Jess has literally run 351, right? Or
350.
She's run 350.
350 flat, right?
350.
So.
That's absurd. So 358, I guess that should be doable.
It's hard to like compare that to guys though, because like I guess you kind of
is that 8 seconds equivalent?
But it's like, just imagine if you were.
It's like if you run 329, I should hope that you can run 337 from the front. Right?
I don't think that's irrational.
That doesn't compare.
I think it's like it's like Yared running 335 to 327. I reckon
the gap must be.
It's like a similar gap.
No, but I think 358 sounds way better than 335.
It's about the same it's slightly about the same on points. 358 is about the same as 335 flat or 334.
I mean, whatever it is.
We had this argument like literally for like a week when Robert was talking.
No,
about
they're
girls.
super different though, because I would say because like the men's one is a lot more deep. Like, okay, in the women's one, you don't have just a couple of people that can run like so much quicker than everyone else. Like there's the men's 1500 is a bit more deep at the top end. Like there's less of a spread in times, I guess. So that's probably what accounts for the difference.
Well, the spread is but. Not many people run 327. It's like three or four guys, and then the rest of it's 331.
They run 328 and 329.
Yeah, but it's the same guys. It's
331. The amount of guys that are running right now in the 15 that are broken 330 is a decent number.
No, it's probably only around 10 probably.
That's a pretty big number compared to under 352 for the women.
That's still
their record is 349.
It's still 3 seconds. It's still like a lot, I think.
No, I'm just saying that there's more men that are closer to what the top men is running, like within that 3 or 4 seconds than on the women's side.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. On the women's side, it's literally like 3 people. It's like Faith, Jess, Walteji,
and
George Bell, and I guess George Bell at the Olympics.
She was what 53, 52.
She was very quick.
Faster, I think
53 or something. Unreal. But anyway. I did make it like a pretty crazy race. Well, the women's races are always way more like this compared to the men's, because we've seen it in the distance ones like every single time where they just get way more spread out. And that's what it ended up being. Hiltz came through for third. I don't know if you guys saw Abby made a fat move on the backstretch. I thought she was going to go past him, but I think Hiltz and George Bell were kind of like conserving a bit, because it's a different mentality where I kind of realized where once like, because Jess and Walteji had gapped them by so much that they would have known, like, we're not catching them. So then you're literally just trying to beat the person who's next to you. Like, you don't even care about, like, if it was a diamond league, you would still have, like, time as a goal. Whereas in these races, it's like, no, like, I'm going to, like, just run with the person next to me and just do whatever I need to do to beat them, which I feel like they were.
Do you think that's what's happening?
They were kind of doing a bit.
In the back? Where Moe Mara is
yes, I feel like you can tell when she actively is like, I'm saving it for tomorrow now.
Literally, they'd like pan to past the leaders, like everyone's high-fiving, hugging. They pan back. Mary's still coming down the home straight, literally 30 seconds behind Jess.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do at that point?
I guess there's no rules against it. That you can't conserve for the 800 the next day. But it's pretty funny because 2 meets in a row, she's run like almost 4:30 in the 1500. And last time she won the 8. This time she didn't. But it's pretty funny to see the tactics. But she kind of goes for it for a lap or two. But then maybe is it just like once it's like, all right.
That's what I think.
I'm fine.
She's not going into the races with
no.
Those intentions.
I think just like at some point it's like, all right, I'm toast. I may as well.
Yeah.
I may as well chalk it in.
And we've seen how important winning a race is. You know what I mean? Compared to coming second or third.
Yeah.
The points from winning. So I guess you got to do whatever you can to try get that dub. But yeah. So that was a sick race. And then the women's 3K was also, I guess, on the first day.
It was.
And it was, I'll be honest, I was kind of playing Fortnite while it was on, so I wasn't fully paying attention. But I do know I had an eye on it, and Josette was looking real good.
Mhm.
She was looking real good. But as we spoke about last week as well, like Ingedic and Taye just,
Different level.
Yeah.
they just-
Interestingly, it was the first one that didn't split. Like they actually ran slow for the first time, which
Didn't
was
it?
weird because it was the best distance running conditions of all three meets
yeah, it didn't quite make sense, did it?
with only one race. And this is the race they decided to chill.
Just
But
change
she
it up,
still led every single lap
keep everyone guessing.
and kicked from the front.
And-
Josette got right on the shoulder of Ingedic, but just couldn't get around. I mean, she closed in 61, which is ripping.
That's
so getting
ripping.
around that is quite fast,
Yeah.
quite hard. And then she held off Taye. Unlike in Kingston, she got outkicked by Taye twice, I think.
Yeah, I think that's correct. And then, Josette was able to hang on for third, which was pretty
Great third
pretty
place.
huge. Get a couple of dubs over some compatriots in Kaladi and Elisa. I think that's really big for Josette, and she'll take
Yeah.
that into. She's racing in Rome as well this week. So
Oh, yeah. She's just not traveling with you because she stayed on the East Coast.
They just staying in Philly and then
Meeting
she'll
you guys
travel
there.
over. Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
it was I was like kind of preoccupied.
but you're also playing Fortnite.
No, it was me and Meg's 1 year, and she said, let's spend that 1 year watching the rest of Return of the King Standard Edition. So I had like 2 hours left. So what I did was like we would
Of
just
how
switch.
many? How long is the extended edition?
I think it's 4 hours and 45 minutes. That's what we were
That's
like. We were like,
ridiculous.
we're gonna finish this before you go to Europe. So I was like, all right, it's perfect time. You know, this is a really nice way to spend. She got really into it at the end. Actually, she loved it.
Was that her first time ever watching Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, she like spoilers, but she freaked out when right at the end when Frodo's like, the ring is
Yeah.
mine. She's like, no, she got so upset.
I can't imagine like your first time you watched. the
Yeah,
extended edition.
she was obsessed with Sam. Like she like obviously like Legolas and Aragorn like studs, right? But she was obsessed with Samwise Gamgee at the end because she's like, he was so wholesome. It's so
He's kind of
pure.
the hero.
He's the
isn't
hero
he?
of the story, yeah, in my opinion. But I would like switch back from Peacock to Apple because it's on my Apple account to watch it. And I tell you what, I don't want to gaslight my own brand, but the on kit, this looks so much better than everyone else's, I reckon.
Yeah.
The New Balance kit's like, it's cool.
Was this the
but
first time the New Balance kit was?
yeah, I think
seen?
it was the first one in
Yeah.
Philly. It looks okay, but it's just not standing out. Whereas like our kit
So you're
looks
getting a bit of
freaking
hate.
good.
Our kit is very on brand.
On brand.
Excuse
yeah.
the pun. And I think that's powerful. That's
Yeah.
good. And it does.
It looks good.
It does look so
the
good.
the
It
only
looks
thing that my only notes would be for there's a lot of different like combos, I guess, and different cuts of it.
Mm.
I think it'd be nice maybe if the men's, if you're wearing the singlet and the half tights, which is what Kai was wearing,
Mm.
if maybe the patterns like matched each other.
Yeah, it looks
You know
a
what I mean?
little. I think maybe just the way the design maybe was.
Because
But
the singlet has like a pattern down your sides, but then the shorts are just like
it's just
they
spread
just got
out.
the speckle.
Whereas the half
pattern all
tights
over them.
have that pattern.
Mm.
No, the
they-
half tights. Do they?
Yeah, they have the patterns on the side, but the
Yeah.
split shorts don't. So when you wear the half tights, it really matches the aesthetic. But
Maybe there's different half tights then, because Kai was wearing half tights, and it just had the
Yeah, he wears
speckles.
half-tights.
It just had the speckles. It didn't have
yeah,
anything
no, the
on
ones that
side.
have them on the side because I have them and Robert has them as well.
I don't think they really match either, though. They're both just kind of.
We'll have to do some little.
Well, they go on the
try-ons.
side. We might have to double check, but it
There are
still
two-
looks.
there
it
are
still
two
looks-
versions.
Yeah, there are two versions. It
They
does
just
look
look
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
I love our
And it looks
kit.
great on the
I
TV.
think On did a
Like, it
great
looks
job.
great on the thing.
Yeah, On did a great job with that. Did you see Josh Kerr's kit? Did
Wait.
you hear the controversy about Josh
No,
Kerr?
what
Is
happened?
it different this week?
No, I think there's something on it that I heard the boys talking about it in the gym today. Apparently, there was something on it like that, like is like
We've been talking about
pushing
how big the logo is.
pushing the barrier. I think it might be the logo. That maybe
We
they
talked about
mentioned.
that
George
the-
has talked about
The
that.
first Grand Slam.
Yeah,
The logo is the entire
apparently,
thing.
apparently they're just letting him do it or something.
That's
Like
what it
I think
seems like.
Andy was talking about in the gym, saying like, yeah, it's like if it was
He
us.
can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he said if like the Yard was wearing a massive On logo on his chest, he said they would probably.
I mean, we've been in those meetings with the On people talking about like that how specific that little box is that the logo has to fit inside.
Yeah,
But
Like
I
they're
guess-
so strict about it.
they are very strict about
That's
it. with
my-
all athletics.
this is
Clearly
my
not a Grand
question.
Slam.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's like, so they're going to be really strict at the Diamond Leagues because it's like full world athletics. But obviously, Grand Slam wants to kind of break down some of these barriers. But for them to be like World Athletic certified, they probably have to follow the same rules, no?
I was
Yeah.
wondering if
Maybe we
had
could put in a
issues.
DQ request.
We could potentially, but I was wondering if they had issues with that, like because branding is. I mean, Grand Slam, like it's very important to have branding,
Yeah,
but they
they're
need World
obviously trying to
Athletics on their
promote
side. Yeah, I mean, honestly, fair play to Brooks though.
Take advantage of
Risk it until you can't no more. But I heard there was a bit of issues with Josh's kitty.
I don't know. That logo's not really. It's not really changing my mind on it. It's still.
The size of it is not the factor.
Yeah,
That's-
it's still the ugliest kit on the track. So
I tell you what's not grown on me as much as like when I loved it initially was the Nike kit. I really loved the Nike kit when I first saw it, and now I not as. Not
it's
much
so
of a fan.
funny, like with how subjective kits are, because like
Yeah.
we always talk about kits when we watch it. And I swear everyone can have like different opinions.
Yeah, I really loved it when I first saw it,
I
and
don't
now
love
every
it.
time I see it, I don't like it.
I don't love the color.
I never liked it.
Yeah,
I don't like the orange.
but
I
like
really
the-
liked it when I first saw it. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Purple's my favorite color, so I kind of like the
the
Olympic
purple is
one.
cool.
I don't know if like I like how the men's cut looks on like Cole,
Mm.
for example, but I really like it on some other people. I don't. It's so hard.
It is
What?
hard. It is hard. It was just funny seeing that the Brooks logo was that big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Josette ran super well. I love seeing how women race compared to the men race in the 3K, which we can go into later. But the women, I feel like the women's way more exciting. I guess
Yeah.
the last lap, like last 200, is like great, but like just I don't know. I like it being a little bit more carnage.
I think, I think like, well, this is what I guess we can transition into the next day in the men's one
Yeah.
now that we're talking about it because, so we had predictions. Well, we had predictions for like every event, but our predictions for the men's one, funnily enough, someone got the time apparently exactly correct, which I didn't realize it was literally exactly correct. So congratulations to Ollie.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
801, baby. I was right.
done.
I was right.
81.0.
But I should
A couple of predictions off.
I should get a half right though. I should get a half right. Do you guys know why?
You predicted a 4.
Yeah, there was no 4.
Well, I also predicted the other half of that.
George predicted a Nico Young. He went with,
Yeah, you predicted Nico win.
you know, went strong with the Mike Smith pick. Smart.
Someone was really far away.
Well, this is what I'm trying to bring up is the fact that I predicted a Grant Fisher 727 contingent on Huggis Gebhardt
Yeah.
making the pace hot. So I'm not just
Well,
making excuses, but
As soon as he dropped out, your prediction got a little shaky.
yeah, as soon as Huggis dropped out, it was like, okay, well, who's going to make this race quick now?
My prediction was also based on Grant being there to make the last mile fast to
Yeah.
then run 7:42.
Yeah. So,
So
Huggis,
we both suffered from the DNS.
I was about to say, Morgs.
Ollie predicted it all,
I-
though.
I have to be honest with you. I think that Grant loves this podcast. Listen to it and just like fuck that. I don't want Morgan winning this. I prefer Ollie and George to win it. So I'm just gonna scratch.
Maybe that is what happened. But so Huggis, we knew he wasn't going to compete from a few days out. I think it was actually like right after the pod. Like the news came out not that long after. Grant was the more surprising one because literally he warmed up and
Yeah.
then he said he felt his hamstring. I think
I just double checked
in
his.
this
I
all.
wanted to double check his message to see what he said because I
Was
wasn't
it-
sure if it was.
he said he tweaked his hamstring a little bit or
He
something.
said he had his hamstring tweaked, and then he said he
3 or
didn't
4 days before.
I feel like it was race ready. So he's been
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
He's like, I think it was like a race ready situation.
I think someone
Which is
said he
actually
couldn't.
super smart.
He couldn't do a fast stride or something.
Yeah, which makes sense as to how that would play out. But yeah, so at home, like we were like, well, there's only 7 people there. That doesn't really make sense. But yeah, unfortunately, Grant had to drop out for that reason. So then the race dynamic, I mean, especially for the races, it would have been changed so much because a lot of their plans would have been based off those 2 people as well. But it did, yeah, left the door open a bit. And I guess you could have probably easily predicted this, is that it was not a fast race because those guys weren't in it. It looked for like one lap. It looked like Kumoy was going to go out there and make it happen, which, I mean, he's such a strong, fast runner. So it's like, okay, yeah, he can get off this, but he went to the front and went fast for one lap and then already was kind of
Yeah.
looking around.
Ran 164 and then started looking around and tried to wave Koskarin through to the front. I was like, come, dude,
Wrong guy.
read the room.
Wrong guy.
I was gonna say-
what are you doing? I feel like I took this last week. Like, I cannot stand when people go to the front and then try and ask for help.
Hey,
A
that's
race
what Marco
like that.
Arup did in the 800. He needed some help out there. He was like, "Hey guys, I'm doing all the pacemaking here. Can you guys come and help me out?"
Why should you go to the front if you're gonna ask for help a lap later in a race where everyone's
It's just playing mind games, bro.
they're just running for the win? And at that point, I was texting Clicker. I said, "Oh, he's coming 7th,"
7th.
and he did. So
You
I
said
prediction.
specifically
not personal.
7th.
I said last, I think, but I made it. No, I said 7th. I said specifically 7th.
What? Damn! So you willed his placing into existence.
That's powerful.
That's very powerful stuff, George. I bet you're not. Hope you're not texting Klecker for me to come
Was
dead
it?
last in Rome.
No. Only if you go to the front and then ask for help.
If you go to the front, just keep pushing.
I
then
can
you're
tell.
good.
We can end the podcast. I'm going to tell you everyone my race plan. So
Perfect.
Oh, I miss all
Perfect.
these race plans, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this race was it became quite tactical over the first half. And then Edwin Kurgatz started moving to the front, which again, there's someone who's super, super strong. So we were like, okay, yeah, going to get it going. But he went to the front and then he seemed to not want to fully commit to like making it like as fast as he could. So then our boy Kai Robinson was like, fuck it, went to the front, sped up, made it quite quick. His second to last lap was already, I think, a 57. That's what it said on the screen. So I was like, holy shit, he's ripping.
He looked great.
He looked amazing.
really good. I thought, damn, let's go, boys. Let's go.
No, like he looked so good and
Yeah.
he kept staying in the front. The only issue is that everyone was still in it at that point.
Unfortunately, Steve Cram was right. Steve, with like just after the bell, Steve Cram was like, it looks good, but I just don't think it's fast enough. Like,
Yeah, it's just
the
everyone
move was
there.
good, but the move just wasn't like enough to
The
break
issue
those
is
guys.
these are the fastest,
Yeah,
Only the fastest.
only the fastest.
except for Habro and Grant Fisher and
Yeah.
Jakob Ingebrigtsen.
So
Yeah. Anyway,
But so Kai did hold them off for almost the entire thing, and then it just came down to the final stretch.
Yeah.
And Nico Young came trouncing through, and then from the back, Sam Gilman, freaking on
Got
an
his-
absolute tear right now.
If,
got his
uh,
revenge from China.
If
Yeah.
Nico Young was going to sleep, he was having a nightmare because he was freaking springing off the ground.
That's
running
what
ballistic.
I said in my prediction. I was like, I've seen this dude sprinting in videos, and he looks like an absolute
But
monster.
Sam Gilman, man, I tell you what,
Most improved.
most improved. Also, I don't know, I just love that guy.
Yeah.
I really wish
He's confident.
Kai-
His momentum right now is
Kai
crazy.
beat him. But to be fair, Kai did get that bronze. So Sam was like, I'll take second
Yeah.
here. And you can take the bronze. But it was the last 200 was just so fun to watch. The rest of the race was solid, but it's just that last 200 of the race was like unreal.
That was
Unreal to
good.
watch.
Kai's got an amazing close. He's an
Mm.
amazing racer, and
He
showed
is fast
that
too.
by going to the front and holding on to third place against all these other guys, because he held off even Korsgren for he went up coming fourth. I think Blanks was fifth.
Shooting blanks.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought he was going to be the one also to go to the front
Me
and
too.
do it maybe a little bit earlier. But do you guys notice his hair's a bit longer?
Mm.
You guys see that?
He's letting loose now that he's
Yeah,
graduated.
He's getting a little bit more.
He's graduated
relaxed,
Harvard. He's probably a bit more
Maybe he had a
relaxed
big
now.
grad party.
Oh, they did.
last
Did you
weekend.
guys see what
Yeah.
they? I think he literally graduated on Thursday. And
Yeah, it was like graduation went
Something.
next straight to work in Philly.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
was
that's
cool.
good. That's good
it was
stuff.
a good race, and yeah, amazing work, Nico. Well done getting the dub. But I think Kai can be very, very happy about that one, especially going to the front against that caliber of field and ended up third. Still really, really
Yeah.
good. So
Awesome.
it was awesome to see.
The racers are having a tough time in that category.
Yeah, it's
Only
it's-
one of them was there, and he came last.
That is, I
There
didn't
was
think about it like that.
six challenges, and the racer came 7th, and the other 3 DNS'd.
Yeah.
Goes to
have-
show it's the nature,
Nature of the beast.
it's
It
hard.
is an extra beast. I mean, Kyle Merber texted me. He's like, "Oh, you, George, and Morgan can do the long distance next year because I know you guys
We
will
need
turn
you.
up." Yeah.
We need you guys. You
Kyle
guys are
said
more
that, and
reliable.
he said that he loved me.
Fair enough.
No, he didn't. He didn't text me, but I feel like with the distance, you're taking on a lot more mileage. It's probably, unless you're Grant Fish. I mean, even Grant is
I
starting
think-
to succumb to it.
I think Hargos is just getting ready for his world record attempt,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
literally
that
doing
was
that.
that's a good point.
which is literally in 12 days or something.
I think there's other, like, for a lot of these athletes that aren't based in America, I think there's often like things behind the scenes, complications, whether it's visa related or something else that's hard to predict and that they don't necessarily know about. So it could be a whole number of things.
Beanpole Beamish, LA 3K. If there is some god, a god Shout out God.
His name's Kyle.
His name's Kyle Merber. If he gets us both in, I'm super concerned, bro, that because they've been all slow, the 3Ks, that the one that we get in is going to be fucking so quick. And we're going to be like, damn. Because every time we've watched it,
should have gone to the first
every
3.
time I've watched it, I was like, damn, like if Geordie was in this or if I was in this, I reckon I could have had a pretty fucking good shot at the front, like closing hard. But hopefully that LA one, if one of us get in or both of us get in, we just got to make sure we don't take the pace. Or what we should do is, George, you should do what you'll be your worst enemy.
Go to the front.
Go to the front and do this. And then it'll definitely be slow. Put your hand up, just wave. It will definitely be slow. Unless I call the bait and then I go to the front and start running 61s.
I got this, guys. I got this.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I got the pace.
But yeah, I was just thinking about that. LA, I wonder if that 3K is going to be slow again.
It just depends, I guess. There's like a few key people. I don't think Hagos will be, I don't know if he'll be at that one. But if Grant is there and isn't healthy, like he wouldn't have let it be slow either.
He'll probably just go like a sub 4 mile, I'm sure. Just rip the last mile.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a great race by Kai. Should we move on to the event?
Short distances?
Yeah, the short distance.
Women with, what did the women have?
800.
Women had an 800 and...
Oh yeah, well, Teji doubled up.
Yeah, domination from Walteji, getting it done. Bell coming through for second, and then Hull getting rewarded, I think, coming through for third, and I think she ended up, second overall?
Yeah,
second then?
second overall.
Yeah, second, third equals second, I guess. So, yeah, another great race, solid pace. I mean, it's kind of surprising that in that event that the more 800 specific athletes are not dominating the 800. I don't know what that says. Maybe that's just like...
That's what I said before the first Grand Slam.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Get rid of the 10K?
That in the women's short distance at 1500 women will prevail.
Well, to be fair, I think
because it's just not as fast.
But
they're not running 51 seconds.
To be fair, though,
it just depends also on the people.
I reckon it also depends on if the 15's first. I reckon it affects the 8 for sure.
But it's properly more aerobic. Running for 1:40 and 2 minutes physiologically is way more aerobic.
No, but
I think that's science. I'm sure.
I think it'd be different though if Mary Moraa was in top form, or you had like Keely, or if you actually had like a Thing Mo in top form. You know, I think the races would look a bit different.
Maybe a Thing would.
Like
she should dominate the 8.
I think she'd be
based on the ones that
Mary
were there.
Moraa should be dominating, but she's just clearly not in. Like
she's just having fun, man. She's out there racing,
cashing checks.
I mean, she's still making good money. She can definitely buy $80 bag of beans. You know, you can buy a few bags of those. Particularly Nico. Nico can buy pretty much all of Flagstaff's bag of beans for a few weeks.
But,
so
Jess was talking about she was offering to pace Faith's attempt, I think.
I mean,
she'd be a great pacer for that.
She also said that she wanted to I've forgotten what the context, something about the either pacing or being in a sub 8 attempt, which is what Faith and Chibet should be going for instead of sub 4.
We talked about sub 8 last
sub 8
podcast.
In the 3K seems way more realistic,
way more attainable in my opinion.
Definitely
way more attainable.
Yeah, that's what they should go for. That would be sick.
You need that quality.
It's all right, Coffee Club. We're going to fundraise the sub 8. We're going to do it in Nawat. Nawat Market's going to cater. Morgan's going to film it. Geordie's going to commentate, and I'm just going to take all the money.
Just pace.
I'm going to pace.
Good idea.
Love it.
But the men's 1500 to close it out.
Yeah, this was a very, very, very exciting race.
You see Yared with the 2.6 on the start line?
Yeah, I love that he did that.
Which is so funny because he always does this.
Yeah.
And then he turned it into a 2 instead of a piece.
Just so everyone knew
up the
that
6.
it was his birthday.
That was so funny.
Birthday.
Yeah, it was his birthday.
June 26th.
June 1st.
And yeah, he was feeling good, ready to go, coming off a third the day before. I think we were all pretty excited to see if he could convert that into his first win at the Grand Slam event. Also, just excited to see, all these, how people would do after racing 800 the day before, because I guess every other time it's been the opposite, right?
Yep.
Where they raced the 1500 and then the 800. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that played out. And once Cole went to the front, I have to admit, I had a bad take. I thought he was going to get crushed. I was like, because he went to the front and he made it decent, not crazy fast, but actually like pretty respectable pace.
What was the first lap?
The first split was like 57 something.
Yeah.
Once he hit the front.
I think 800 was 155, 156-ish. So like for a championship race setting, solid, not bad at all. But I was just thinking in my head, I was like, well, he's kind of suffered a bit in the last two when they haven't been as fast, and he's just like said fuck it and gone to the front and tried and changed it up. But like in my head, I'm like, I don't think this is really the type of runner he is. But maybe he has been doing his distance 5K training, because as we found out 2 minutes later, it did suit him. It was crazy because Yared was able to just sit on him, which like Yared normally, we know Yared, like he's so strong running at the front, and he often feels like, I think the best strategy for him is to lead a lot of the race. But when you see him able to sit on, Cole's shoulder, it's like, okay, what more could you ask for? That's perfect.
I do think Cole's front running is a little underrated though. For a guy that is known for his kick, he actually front runs kind of a lot.
Him and Cooper are very good at
Cooper as well.
time trialing.
USA's last year, I'm pretty sure he went 334 in the rounds just from the front.
Yeah.
To be
Even
fair,
argue against that.
Milrose, he went to the front and hit a grunt.
He's strong.
Compared to me, who also has a kick.
Well, compared to you, George.
Compared to you, George, everyone's a front runner.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, but to be
for
fair,
someone else
and
with a kick, I don't run from the front like Cole.
To be fair, and I hate
so
to say it.
that's respect to Cole.
To be fair, and I hate to say it, Josh is also a good front runner because he has run 331 solo by himself, front running.
Has he?
In the previous years? Yeah, he has a soil record in the US for running 331.
Yeah.
He has shown to be able to front run. So those guys can all front run and they can all kick. They just
but Josh actually against the other best runners in the world, I don't think does have a great. I think there's been cases after Josh won world champs, when he tried to go set the British record, he tried to front run a lot
Zurich.
of that. Yeah. I know what you mean.
He still ran 330.
No, but I know what you mean. But I think Josh is famous for having a big second to last lap specifically.
Yeah,
a big wind up,
for
last
that.
600.
But my point is that all three of those guys can front run decently well.
From the lap one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Josh ran 331 literally by himself.
No, well, that was paced,
pace
obviously.
making.
That's different. That's not from lap one.
Okay, well, I still think
it's good, but it's not from the gun like this.
This is a bit different. Yeah, well, this is a bit different, but
yeah. But there was
because then you could say that
really
Cole
fast.
had pacing in Milrose. So
yeah, I do. You did. You can say that.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, front running is new because people getting slammed. It's a new experience, front running slamming experience. But yeah, let's talk about the greatest bit about the race, which was the fucking finish.
Yeah,
the move from Marco with 250 to go.
Dude, he just went way too early, bro.
800 guys.
God damn it, he's so good, but
He
he
must
went
just
too
be
early.
He must just feel so good. He's like, all right, it's time.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll just go now. He just
go
took
now.
off.
My theory is that
because he must think he can make it. He's not doing it to not win, which
100%.
is
He's 100% I'm running to the line.
No,
That's what he's doing.
This is my
he
theory.
even said afterwards, he's like, I thought I had it.
I think that 800 guys are used to having their fastest point in the race be almost never the last 100, whereas in any championship, well, not any, but pretty much any championship 1500 meter race, you have to be running your fastest in the last 50/100 meters. So I think he's just not used to having to be oh no, I need one or two more gears.
He thinks everyone else will
last
also be slowing down.
Yeah.
Whereas Cole and Josh were actually just waiting that entire time.
They're being a little more patient with it. But dude, it was so funny seeing the shots. They're doing these kind of overhead shots, and it was Yared right next to Marco. And Yared's not a small person. He's quite tall. He's extremely skinny, I guess. So he's small in that sense. But those two next to each I can't imagine running next to Marco in a race, man.
He's so I'm
he's
surprised
so
how gentle he is with his space though. He could just lift an elbow.
Respectful.
He's so respectful in the pack. I was watching, I was like, dude, you could just shove everyone out of your way
you could
right
just,
now.
Push everyone and win the race. But yeah, he did. I think I got really excited, just like I know you guys did when he went to the front. And
it was so sick.
Because compared to the last slam, it was just a little bit later he was making that move. He still was running really wide for a little bit, which was a bit concerning. But it's oh my God, he's going to hold this. Because he did have a pretty crazy kind of change of pace, No, he put a step on it. He was holding it, but then
I would have loved to see him do the double.
Yeah.
Just to see someone he's I guess at this point, he's the only one that has any hope of winning
Well,
both races.
I guess Wanyoni did it, apart from him. No?
No, Marco beat him in the 8.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So he could, but yeah,
yeah,
apart
I guess
from,
he would.
he looks like the
have a
only
chance.
person that could challenge probably.
Yeah.
So just to see someone do the double, but
It's,
was
I
not
mean,
to
the
be.
whole storyline, Marco's so likable, and then also so much of the talk was about the 1500 meter medalists. So the fact that he's come out and he's come second, first, he ended up being the overall winner is like so good. But yeah, specifically the finish of the 1500, Kerr, unfortunately, Yared was in a great spot, but he did start going backwards a little bit. I think maybe was a bit tired from having the 800 in the legs the day before.
Also, he's older.
New stimulus. Turning 26 is a big performance enhancement. So I don't know if he took that into account.
Thank God he
either.
doesn't listen to this podcast.
We'll tell him.
yeah,
we'll make sure he hears
we'll make
that
sure he
comment.
knows. Yeah,
he's too old now. He's got to move up and he's got to run the 5K.
dude, should we make that joke when we see him at practice next when we're all together? Just be like,
Yeah, I
hey,
mean,
you
he's
might need
made
to move up, bro.
The context for anyone who's listening is like he makes fun of people being old all the time. So and
He's
like
such a dick about it.
yeah. So he always was so proud about being young, but
He's not young anymore.
yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, it did come down to a classic sprint between Cole and Kerr, and it was really close. Like Cole almost had it, but Kerr was just too strong. Did some annoying celebration after.
I congratulations, Josh. Great job, seriously. But fuck, I hate it. I hate seeing him win like that because then
His
you
last
just know-
100 looks so good. At the
Yeah, he
moment.
looks fantastic.
good.
He looks really good. I just fucking hated it. So I just hate
20
all the after stuff. I hated it. I switched it straight back to Lord of the Rings.
Is it 25-8 or something on the
It
last
was
200?
very quick. Yeah.
It's pretty good at
Cole
running
took
334.
out his hair and you could just see in his face, he's just like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
he definitely was, he's not used to that. He's not used to somebody being able to come back like that. So,
Yeah, it was very impressive, but I wonder if at that point he might have thought that he had won. Because
Cole? No, because you can
No,
see,
Kerr.
Oh, Kerr? Kerr
I
knew he
mean
won.
the overall slam.
Oh yeah,
Because
no, he was just celebrating that win. You could tell because then when A-Rob saw him and then turned around, I think Kerr turned around and saw A-Rob celebrating. And was like, okay, A-Rob
Because
won.
did Kerr end up fifth again in the 800?
Yeah,
no?
same as last time.
So it was the same as last
So
time.
they were 5-1 and 4-1. So I think even if Marco got outdipped by Hoey because it was literally
was
so close, I
Yeah.
think Marco still would have won
Yeah.
because I think
The time
they were
gap.
closer together than
Yeah.
like Marco and Josh in the 800 were so far apart.
Because
Yeah.
Crammy was saying that like we need to go back to time, and then you realize, oh wait, no, A-Rob got fourth there.
Yeah,
He's
on
got
the
the points.
Yeah, I thought it was like kind of brutal for the point stuff is always so interesting to work out because Yared got third in 6 and he was 6 overall.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't add up.
just getting
like,
those
those
top two places are just
and those performances from Yared were pretty solid. Like obviously the 15
Yeah.
not as solid, but like third in the 800 is pretty fucking good
yeah.
as a 15 guy.
Hobbs and Hoey must have been 4-5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
yeah,
three.
they came through.
In the
No, one of them overall.
I
No, one
think-
of them was third.
let
Hoey was
me
third
get it.
overall, I think.
Yeah.
I was on the
I
slam.
am quite enjoying the combined points thing after it.
You like it?
I quite like looking at, like, I still think
You like numbers though, George.
I still think
You like
our,
numbers.
our 10 point for the win is better. I still
Yeah.
think that should be something they take on for next year, but I do like it. Like, it's
Yeah.
fun seeing who had a really good weekend.
God, Grand Slam posts
growing.
so much, man.
Oh, good luck finding anything on
Dude,
there.
I
like,
tell you one thing.
It's
That's how they
ridiculous.
measure success. How many posts they've done? Holy shit!
They're being extremely
Short distance.
successful.
A-Rob was 17 points. Kerr 16 points. Hoey was third,
Yeah.
yeah,
12
Consistent.
points. He was fifth in the 1500 and second in the 8.
yeah, that second
But then
is still
sex-
a bonus
Yeah, then 6 and 3. It's so much different.
Yeah.
because you didn't get the bonus point for coming second.
So there's a bonus point for coming second.
This is a bigger gap.
Yeah,
Hocker was
give the gap.
fourth, second and sixth. Kessler, third and fourth.
I mean, that
He
makes
was
sense.
fifth.
That's weird. The third and fourth.
Third and
can
fourth,
get you
you're fifth.
That's weird.
Nagoose, sixth and third, sixth. Chappell, seventh and seventh. And then Giles, eighth and eighth. I mean,
Wow, I didn't even know Hobbs.
Hobbs, third and fourth, and
that's
he's fifth
weird. Yeah.
is crazy.
Hobbs was quite quiet. My prediction of him winning the double was, I mean, it didn't come to fruition, obviously. and maybe was a bit much to ask in his first outing of the season.
I think it just shows the level, huh?
Yeah.
Because we
Sure.
know Hobbs is an amazing, we know he's amazing form and he is amazing, but I think it just shows the level that they're competing at.
Do you guys a favor and go in the comment section afterwards and look at that?
Might have to.
Anyway, yeah,
I would love to see you in one of those 800s, Ollie. Or, I mean, just the double.
Me in an 8:15. Merba.
We'll see.
Shout
I
out
mean,
to Merba.
I honestly, people might think, oh, Ollie, he's kind of shit right now. I reckon I could run a good 800. Honestly,
Yeah.
Why
I
not?
don't see why not.
I reckon I could run a good 8. I reckon my 15 would be pretty solid. I think if I could run a
showing by the
pure,
points, you only need to come like third or fourth.
I think if I'm off pure rage, I reckon I could run a really good one race, and then the other races back it up. Pure rage.
That's all you need.
But no, I think the 2-day event overall with Grand Slam was a lot easier to digest. Do you think they're going to put in another event for the distance? I know I keep banging on about it, but
I do.
And you think it'll be a 15?
I do.
Well, I guess they've decided that you can't do a 3K, 5K double, which otherwise they'd be doing that right now.
No, I do think it's too much.
But you know what? I thought about a lot of people do it at NCAA indoors. I've done it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but imagine doing it 4 times.
They don't do it 4 times.
Yeah.
4 times in 4 months.
That's a lot.
I don't know about 4 months.
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
It's still a lot, I reckon. Like a 5K on your body is still a lot, I reckon. If it's
Not if you jog it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, honestly, I think
just do a Mary Moira. Just do a Mary Moira and just jog it.
I mean, they're jogging it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's fair enough.
You definitely ran faster than they've been running indoors.
Like, I get that it does seem like a lot, but I'm thinking about it in the context of this is what you do. This is your job. This is your Olympics 4 times a year. You know what I mean?
Indoors
This
is
your
actually
Super Bowl.
less than 24 hours because the 5K is
Yeah.
always at night and
Yeah.
the 3K is
It's more afternoon.
It's like,
What about
I
if
think
they-
it's doable.
What about if they did this? They did this where they have, like in car races, when there's been a crash or something in F1, they usually have the car that comes out and
safety car?
slows them down. What we should do is for the 5K, for the first 2K, you can't run past this person.
a neutral start, like in
Neutral
cycling.
start for 2K. You just settle in.
So they're just racing 2 3Ks.
Yeah. But the first 2K, they have to run it in, say, 6 minutes. Which
They
is
have-
quick.
You know what? Actually, if they had pacing, that was
You
set
can't go
to,
past it.
actually a decent
Yeah.
pace.
Like 6 minutes,
That
that's
could actually be an exciting.
so 6 minutes is
addition.
like you just watch them move around and they just get into position for 6 minutes for 2K.
Basically, the formation lap in Formula 1.
Yeah, formation lap in
or the
Formula 1.
neutral start
And
in
then
cycling.
once the guy moves off, there's like a bang or something. Somebody has like a popper or something, and then it's 3K, and then they go race it.
Yeah.
This
That'd
is
be
good,
amazing.
actually.
Because then that way
What-
you
what
limit
about-
the
what
amount,
about
like
for
how
the-
hard they run the first 2K.
What about for the actual 3K? What do they do?
What they do is they actually
1K neutral.
do a 1K neutral at the end. And you can't change your position.
What?
So the first 2K is an all-out sprint to get to that 1K pacer. And then once you just jog it in, you have to stay in that little order.
Amazing. Flawless idea.
So then the last K, you're just watching the winner just do a victory lap for a K.
Would love to watch that. Amazing. But yeah,
Can you imagine how crazy it would be to see the finish and then they go, oh, they got one more K. They just have to keep running.
just clap him in for a whole K.
Like,
No,
you'd love that, George. You do that usually when you finish a race
I
anyway.
do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it is a lot.
I mean, the
to ask
commissioner's definitely listening.
to
He's
do
like,
that,
oh, he's
but-
got a great idea.
I
He's going
think
to
it
pen down.
Good.
They could, but I think it would be
Especially
a
if
lot.
that's like what you're preparing for.
But they would be a lot harder to get people to do it too, I think.
Yeah,
They've obviously
Well,
already been
just give them
struggling
more money.
a little bit.
Yeah, but I think I don't know if that's why they've been. Maybe it is why.
Well, the sprints even, they haven't even got some of the top guys, and there's a lot of money in the sprints and the distance.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not. It's
like the
not
top
just
people
the-
haven't been coming in as much.
The 100, 200 group only had 2 of the races in it.
Yeah.
6 were challenges, so it's. I think it's
And
happening
Kenny's
pretty much all of
Kenny's
them.
fucking bored out there.
Yeah, Kenny's just cashing
he's
in checks,
he's
bro.
so far ahead. It's not even.
But he's actually the thing is he's running so
He's
crazy.
running
fast.
so good.
So it's like you can't even say like.
Speak
he's
of the
not-
100, can we shout it out, or is it such a side note?
that-
Somebody in Australia ran sub 10 recently.
That was
Dude.
pretty sick.
Can we just do a little shout out for
And
him?
it
'Cause that's
wasn't-
pretty sick.
Good.
No, it
Mm.
wasn't.
Lucky Kennedy.
Yeah, Lucky Kennedy. He's had a massive jump up this year because not that I've been paying that much attention to sprint world, but I didn't really know who he was last year. This year comes out, gets a freaking medal world indoors in the 60, and then he's looked great ever since that.
He beat Gaga to Melbourne.
Yeah, and
200?
just became at the Kip Keino Classic in, I believe, Nairobi, Kenya.
Low altitude benefit.
Came the second Australian ever to break 10 seconds in the 100. So a historic achievement for our country.
Yeah.
Ollie's close personal friend, Rowan Browning, was wanting to be that man, but hopefully
Hey, Rowan's going to get it. Rowan, you're going to get it, brother.
He's the national champion.
Yeah. Rowan's going to get it. He's ready.
So
he's ready to rock and roll.
And he won. And he the other thing with Lockie is he actually won the race, and it was a really good race.
It was a very good race. So shout out to Lockie. Great job. Lockie, if you're around at Neuromuscular Day, you'd know that all these boys here, we run under 10 all the time doing Neuromuscular 100-meter sprints. We don't time it. We just count the
Speaking
seconds.
of sprinting down under, there's a Kiwi bloke who runs for USC now that ran...
no one cares about Kiwis, bro. I'm just kidding.
Who broke the New Zealand national record in 200 at regionals.
What was it, like 24, 25?
He didn't qualify for NCAAs. He didn't qualify for NCAAs, but he broke the national record. Jordy, you set yourself up a failure here, bro.
I should have checked if he qualified.
He broke the New Zealand record. He came 47th. Not kidding.
He ran.
I know he's really good.
Yeah.
He ran 20.2, I think,
which is very quick. Very quick.
It's not 19. I give you that. But in like New Zealand sprinting, that's
very good.
Isn't the New Zealand 400 record like something crazy slow?
Someone just broke 46 for like the first time ever this season.
Dude,
look, 400.
Jordy, you could get that record, bro.
I'll be honest.
You've probably gotten it in a race.
I'll be honest. The 400 is not New Zealand's best event. Okay.
What's New Zealand's best event?
Not the 400.
Men's steeple.
What is New Zealand's best event?
It's hard to say across the board. Historically, the mile maybe.
Got to be the 1500 or the mile.
No, the 800 record like sat for ages. That Snell record.
That's because we were bad at that event, not because we're good at that event.
Well, that's not true because you had the record there. You were good at it in the 70s, and then then there was the Kiwi bird crisis, and you guys just didn't run.
Your food supply.
Yeah, you didn't run because you're too scared to scare off the Kiwi birds. So pathetic. Anyway,
actually, New Zealand's pretty good at throws.
Yeah,
maybe that's more just recent with the
throws and jumps. I mean, with Hamish and Big Walshy, Tom Walsh,
and then also Valerie was like
Valerie pole vault. Oh wait, Valerie. Who's the pole vaulter? What's her name?
Eliza.
She's quite good too.
She's got a couple medals.
Sorry, Valerie. Yep, I mixed up Valerie and Eliza.
Okay, I found it. West first round results.
The tension is killing me.
100. How many do they have to run that twice? Surely. Result.
Probs.
He made it.
Hey, nice job, brother.
Good work, Eddie. Third in his heat.
He's going to go straight to nationals?
Well done.
He's going to go win the 200?
It's cool to have a
big
Q country at USC. That's pretty cool.
Big Q. Good shit, Eddie.
Well done. We'll be following closely.
You must be.
Would have lost a lot of...
Yeah, Jordy feeling a lot of pride right now.
I wouldn't be able to bring up sprinting again if he didn't make nationals.
Very good job. But the sprints, I would love to see Noah Lyles in the short sprints.
Why do you think he's
Too
not
expensive.
doing it?
Actually, he's not racing.
He's not racing
now, so maybe
he's got
true. Some injury or something. But
what about Marcel Jacobs, our hero? He Coffee Club fan.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because Kenny and Melissa Jefferson are both absolutely dominating right now.
Yeah.
Both from the same training group down in Florida.
Yeah.
Sprinters, I feel like it's hard for them to maintain form for this long. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it does play out. Because maybe for some of those other good guys, like I would imagine someone like a Marcel Jacobs who has dealt with a few injuries, I feel like he'd just be like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Like I'm going to just try peak for Worlds, which means like their window for racing is probably only like 3 months. I don't know, like during outdoors.
Yeah.
They're probably way more selective about it.
Maybe they have time for like a reset of kinds.
A double peak.
A full 2.5 months between LA and Tokyo.
Shikari's hasn't raced one yet, has she? Because
she's opened up her season though.
She's starting soon, isn't she?
No, she raced in Japan randomly.
Oh, really?
They had a bunch of people.
That's random.
How'd she go?
Okay? I don't know. I don't actually know.
No, the American sprint scene is so good.
She won, but
it's so good, but it's just. I mean, is Fred even in for Grand Slam anymore? He was racing somewhere else. Like
I don't know, man.
Last week.
I don't know what's going on with Fred.
Yeah, But like the Americans sprint so deep, but you'd love to see like it's a stacked American short distance. Or one of my favorite things to see, Sydney McLaughlin running the 100.
Pretty good, honestly.
100 hurdles.
Yeah.
And she finished 5th, right? Was it 5th?
What's
Overall?
No, 5th in that race, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, I think she was. I don't know. I don't
She's
check, but
around 4th or 5th. Yeah.
Sydney is just so good at the 400 hurdles. So like it just gets to a point where it's like, you know, a bit.
What's crazy is that she
normalized.
gave up basically a guaranteed $200,000 by doing that.
Yeah, but I reckon that was in the
So-
contract. I reckon they pay her. We'll give you
Yeah.
$200,000 to go on the other event.
Yeah, they probably
I-
pay her
I-
to do that. You're right.
That's basically what I'm saying. Like, is that what's happening?
They
Surely.
definitely paid her to do that.
I mean,
you
for
sh-
her, I don't think money is a problem at this point with how much like her base salary is and everything in a given year.
Oh no, she's just doing it for free. That's what she told me.
The love of the
Volunteering-
sport.
Volunteering
She-
for Grand Slam.
She's doing it for the love of the sport.
So yeah, I think that
But
would
yeah, she's probably giving up a
incentivize
fuck
it.
ton of money. Bro.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense because like it's. I think once she's won 2 so easily, I think people stop watching it. Essentially, like it's still an amazing thing to see the best of all time go and do their event, but
and still do really freaking well.
it's like a great storyline to put them in a different event where they're challenged. And
100%.
it does go to show, I think, the difference between the 400 hurdles and the 100 hurdles, and just in terms of like they in my head they seemed like somewhat similar events, but I think
Well,
like with the
hurdling.
hurdle, yeah, with
It's like steeplechase, right, George? It's the same thing.
Well, what's crazy is that those hurdles are actually higher than her normal hurdles.
yeah,
So that's actually quite different.
that's what I'm saying. Like they're actually really different.
Don't
Events.
you reckon,
the
though, she
technique
probably-
is probably quite different?
Doesn't you reckon though she probably hurdles higher hurdles when she runs anyway, just because it's easier?
No.
Dude, she walks. Her and Femke,
Did you
they
see-
walk over the.
I recently
400
saw a
hurdles.
video of Femke Bold working out with the hurdles. She literally just stepped over it. She just stepped over it.
Like,
Because she's
for
quite
them-
tall. She's like almost
Fucking tall.
6 foot. She just stepped over the hurdle. I was like, imagine George doing that in the steeple would be hilarious.
But that's why it's so different, because the hurdles that they do go over for the 100 and the 110 hurdles
Yeah.
are actually like so high.
Yeah.
It's
It's still way more of a sprinting event than the men's hurdles, though. I think
yeah,
the men's hurdles are so high that
it's a hurdling event.
even more of like hurdling
Mhm.
efficiency is prized over top speed. I think
Yeah, see what you're saying. Makes sense.
that's Grand Slam, though.
Yeah.
Did we
Yeah,
didn't
Grand
even
Slam.
talk about Rome yet?
No,
Rome Demon
Let's
League.
hear this. Let's hear this race plan.
give it to us.
Well,
Men's 1500 Rome.
men's 1500 Rome.
Friday.
Museum.
Friday night.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. No, so God, Mario would kill me if I did that. My goal. Oh, so
No. Race plan.
race plan. So I did a K with Robert Fakin, hero of Germany. It was pretty good, and I felt very, very good in that K. I felt that I know for my race plan what I'm going to do from that K, and that is actually I'm going to stay at the front, whatever the front may be. If it's like ridiculous, like 328, 327 pace, then I might not be able to get to the lead. But with 500 to go, I want to get to the lead, and then 400 to go, I just want to go as hard as I can that first 100.
The first
From-
100 of the last
from-
400.
1100 to 1200. You just sprint.
Like
That's
as
the plan.
hard as you
Yeah.
can.
And
So,
then
what happens after
well,
that?
and
no,
then
no,
what do you do
okay.
at 1200?
Hard as I can to a point where like I can finish the lap.
Bro, I'm going to be so excited to see this happen now. And I'm going to be waiting.
This is like a
This is it. This is it. If you see me move to the front, okay. So like
this is like a Nick Willis move.
yeah.
Actually,
So if you know, it is a Nick Willis move.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to get at. So if you see me move to the front, you know it's coming. If you don't see me move to the front, then you know that I'm hurting. Fair enough.
Okay.
But if you see
Wait,
me at
do
the
you
front,
plan on like being behind the pacemaker earlier, or just like wherever you end up?
just wherever I end up. Like
Okay.
I think a lot of people are going to be in that race thinking like I can win this race because it's got a lot of good guys, but no like massive heavy hitters. No Jakob Ingebrigtsens, no Cole, no Josh, no Yard. You know, so people are going to be fighting for that spot. So I know that like it'll be rough at the start, but when people set it in, I'll hopefully get into a good position. I want to be near the front when it hits a K, and then once it hits a K, I'm just going to go move into the front in that 100 meters, and then from 1100 to 1200, I'm going to rip. I'm going to rip that bend.
When did Nick Willis do this? Because I was picturing Alan Webb. You guys know the famous Alan Webb video? Oh, it's gotta show you it. It's like,
But if I'm feeling good and
He
I can
doesn't
do
win
it, that's
though,
my
so-
plan. If I'm not feeling good, then obviously I'm going to try and hang on and try and do the best I can. But if I'm feeling good, you'll know the signal. You'll see the signal when the camera's on me. So
Successfully, Tom Games was a little bit like that. Bell rings and he just goes really hard for like 150 meters, breaks the whole field.
Which one?
When he wins at Mottram Falls.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't count.
And,
Mottram fell over. Save Mottram.
shout out Mottram.
But more so Portland, Centro winning. Willis runs like a 25 with 400 to go
Oh really?
and then holds on but gets passed by Centro and the other guy.
So my plan
But
is
he would just sometimes like hit the front and go crazy with 400 to go and then just see if he could hold on.
my plan is I don't think people will expect it. They'll expect to like sit and then relax and then work the straight for positioning and then obviously kick from there. I'm gonna
You
kick.
can get the jump on them.
I want to get the jump
And then you
because
get
I
the
reckon
second kick.
I reckon when you get a jump and you're running that quick and you can hang on, I reckon it's so hard to try and get back there.
Well, that was an important bit in the middle of that statement.
Holding on.
Yeah, that bit.
No, but to be fair though, the workouts that I've done, I'm confident that I can hold on. I'm confident. If I'm feeling good. Obviously, it depends on if you're feeling good.
What's Robbie
No one
Fark-
ever knows how you
What's
feel.
Robbie Farks' race plan?
Robbie Farkin?
Yeah.
To win at all costs. Well, Robert, actually, to be honest, like Robert looks insanely good. He always looks insanely good in training, but I think he's going to run something very impressive. But Robert,
Can't find the race I was looking for, guys. So
I foresee a reasonably similar race to Rabat, I would say. I feel like it's quite a similar field. Really,
is Coach in it?
no. Both chariots representing Kenya.
But I don't think
Cheerio.
Tim's in that stage of his career where he's going to take the lead. I think he's just going to sit on the outside.
Exactly, which is why I think it'll be somewhat like Rabat because there isn't someone that's going to hit the front, it feels like, and make it a 3:28 race.
I cannot wait to see this.
And they I foresee a race where they close hard at 400 to go and run 31, 32, 33 in that range, which is what happened in Rabat.
I believe it. Do you know?
That's my prediction.
I just want to see Ollie sprint for 100 meters at
That's going to be so
400
good.
to go. Okay, anyone in the comments who knows the Alan Webb, I couldn't find it. I don't know what it was, which one it was exactly, but it's like famous. Like he just like sprints so hard for 100 and it's like crazy. He runs like a 12-second 100 in the middle of the race.
That's actually
That's going to be
unreal.
Ollie.
Yeah, that's going to be me.
So I'm very excited to see that play out. And we already mentioned that Robert Farkin from the team is also going to be in the race. And yeah, he's just been clicking off training since his 800 meter win in Penn. So he's been looking
What's Cinta's
very
race
good.
plan?
Cinta, she's gone back to Rome, where last year she ran a very speedy, I think her second fastest time ever was there. Back to Italy, go do her thing. Her race is pretty solidly stacked, like probably in a similar way to the men's 1500. Both of them, I feel like, are pretty similar levels where they don't
good
have
level.
They don't have people who are like going for necessarily the world record this time, but like just really solid Diamond League fields. She's just gone out there to go kick some butt. I think there's a couple of really good Aussies that are in the race as well. Who the Aussies are, especially in the women's 15, I feel like are very consistent in the Diamond Leagues, like good to key off. So hopefully she can get in the mix with them. So very excited to see Cinta race as well. Josette, she's doing a kind of crazy like double back from racing just at the Grand Slam. And her race will probably be extremely spicy because
That's like the race of the meet.
It does have
That-
Beatrice Chibet in it.
That
So-
field is unbelievable.
Beatrice Chibet is on that mode where every single probably meet organizer at the Diamond League is like, no, we're going to set the lights and the pacing for the world record. You're going to go run after it. It also has Nadia Battacletti in it, who had some good battles against Chibet at the Olympics last year, and obviously Italian record holder and stuff. So she's going to be probably running very quick. I think it'll be a great opportunity for Josette to, Josette, we all know how good Josette is, and she's often shown it, especially in indoors, but I feel like now she's really carrying it through outdoors and can really explode in some of these like really big outdoor races. So it'll be exciting to see kind of how that plays out as well.
100%.
So yeah, that's the track action happening this week. And then I think we don't have like that much time to really preview it right now, but actually, so this podcast episode will come out on Thursday. Rome Diamond League is on Friday. And then the next Thursday is the Oslo Diamond League, which Ollie's also racing in.
Yeah.
Who else is racing at that one? Do you know the field or not really?
Field's not out yet. Robert's in it. I know Cameron Myers, who was on the podcast, is in it. I think Laros would potentially be in it. This will be one of the biggest races for the
Surely-
1500 other than Grand Slams.
Surely Nave with it.
No, I think,
Norwegian.
yeah, it depends on what the man says.
If Jakob's not there.
Yeah, but
It's either one or the other normally.
yeah, that's going to be a really, really big race.
Is it a 1500 or a mile?
It's a mile. It's a dream mile again.
3 mile. We're
Oh, it
back.
hasn't been that for years.
Yeah.
Been
Last time it was that, I was second.
and been 2 years of 1500s in between. Oh, that's cool. It's going back to the mile. Oh, wait. No, I was thinking someone else.
But I'd love to win that, because then if I've won that, there's only one more prestigious mile I'd need to win, because I've won Milrose, Emsley Carr. If I win Dream Mile and I win Pre, I've won all the top miles that you can do historically.
2 to go.
2 to go. But
Two down, 2 to
the
go.
2 hardest miles to possibly
Gotta
win
make
in
a
your
circuit
career.
out of it.
It
Honestly,
feels like the Oslo field will be maybe better than Rome.
yeah, I guarantee it'll be better. It's harder to get in. I think it will be it's one of those more prestigious. I mean, Rome's going to be fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I think that we'll see some bigger players, bigger hitters move in to Oslo.
Well, that is it is interesting now that we really are seeing the effect of, especially, I think the effect is doubled because Jakob's injured right now, because I think it would have been, you wouldn't have really felt it if he was there. But now you are feeling the effect of the Grand Slam taking
You
out
really are.
a bunch
these,
of those
these
guys.
early 1500s, definitely.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, because obviously
is.
you would probably, I would be going and doing some with you guys.
He'd probably
as
do
well.
Oslo, I'd say,
yeah,
right?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maybe you do both.
Yeah.
Why not?
So yeah, we are seeing it play out now. But needless to say, going to be some very exciting races. It's just exciting to have the European season kind of going back into full swing right now, and there's so much action happening right now. It's kind of crazy how much action is happening, because I feel like a lot of it is being missed here in the US because there's so much racing. But it's all these big races that we know and we love are just happening. Like the meet in Zagreb already happened. Rovereto is on today.
Yeah.
Because these are all meets that were famously late season meets, and now with the rearrangement of the schedules, they've been pushed much earlier. So it's weird. I'm excited to hopefully, well, I guess I'm not going to be going over to Europe soon, but I'm excited to see the team get over there and kind of get into that racing circuit. Because to be honest, our team doesn't do it as much as maybe some others, but I think as a professional runner going on the circuit in Europe and going race to race is probably maybe the funnest thing you can do in our sport. It's up there, I have such great memories.
I mean, starting a podcast is way funner, but
yeah, I obviously a podcast is a little more exclusive.
Yeah.
It's not just anyone can start a podcast,
yeah, true.
But yeah, that European racing circuit is a really good time. So
Yeah.
it's cool to go and be a part of it. So yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Sweet.
gonna have to download some shows, download some stuff for the travel. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Actually, I've been maybe late to the party with this. I forgot to mention, but I'm really obsessed with Love on the Spectrum. I love that show.
I've
Have you
never
guys
seen
watched
it.
the show? Man,
So,
it's
Love
unscripted. It's by Australians. It's created by Australian people, and they just have these people who have autism, and they help them with the dating scene, but they don't affect the script. They just go out there and they go try and find partners, and it's the most beautiful, awkward. It's just every bit of emotion. There's periods where it's so sweet, and then there's periods where this is really awkward to watch. But it's a beautiful show, and I'm going to download some of that, I think. But that, I'm going to read my books.
Amazing.
So I'm gonna
Lovely.
stock up on stuff because I can't bring me Xbox this time.
Why not?
Um,
Where are you Switch?
I could probably bring my Switch. We could play Fortnite, Morgs, if you want to.
You bring the Switch.
Yeah,
Sick.
potentially. Geordie's
Download
gonna,
Stardew Valley.
so yeah, Stardew Valley. Geordie said he's going to download. He's going to get the Switch too, aren't you, George?
Yeah, for my trip.
I can see George getting into the Switch eventually.
Yeah.
George got an iPad a few years after us. Maybe
You're an
a
iPad kid,
couple
George.
years later, I could see him adopting the Switch pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm an iPad child.
You're an iPad kid.
I could see it coming around. Who knows?
I got an iPad,
iPad.
also known as a large iPod. That thing is so small.
Yeah, you do have the iPad.
Your
mini,
one is
huh?
that funny size.
I love it though when I travel because I can just
I just don't know how it's
Slide it
different.
out.
It's basically an iPhone Plus.
It's a big iPhone.
The
no, but
iPhone-
it's bigger than the iPhone. It's about that big. It's like a tablet. It's like a Kindle.
It represents a very different place in your arsenal, because to me, the thing that I like a lot about the iPad is I can sometimes bring it instead of my laptop.
Yeah.
Whereas that one is like maybe like too small. I don't know.
I bring my MacBook Air and my iPad with me when I travel.
You just like
But then,
everything
like,
small.
what do you do on the iPad? Because your phone is basically the same size, and if you actually want to watch something on screen, you watch it on your MacBook Air now, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
So, what do you do on the iPad?
No, the iPad's nice because it has the apps. So the apps can
what apps?
download
What kind of apps?
Netflix, Disney Plus.
Yeah, but
so
but
you watch stuff on that
you
rather
watch
than your Air.
Yeah, because you can't download anything on the Air. You can watch like
you're
United stuff on the Air.
Okay, you're right.
But for the iPad, it's a bigger screen, but it's small enough that it's not a hindrance to take with me, and it downloads all the apps. Whereas like my phone, for example, my phone's too small. Or I want the mini phone. I love a mini phone. You remember you have a
Mini phone's good.
Mini phone's sweet, but
Fun.
I kind of like. You're gonna laugh at me, George and Morgan, but I kind of want to get away from my phone when I'm on a plane because I'm on it all the time. So then this is a good break. So I got my iPad.
You've gone all sides of the spectrum because you used to have the massive iPad.
I had the biggest iPad, and I thought this would be great for watching movies on
You got
planes
the
and
big
stuff.
one.
And it was the most annoying thing to take with you.
Well, Mario has that.
Does he?
What's
What
that?
is it, 12?
What's that called?
It's like the 12-inch, like the Max or something, like
Nice.
iPad Air or some shit.
Probably iPad. Fuck,
Well, I don't know, whatever. It's a
Pro.
massive iPad, but I had one and it was just absolutely
Mario has
miserable.
that.
It's miserable
Really?
to carry around because it's just like it's not a laptop.
Yeah,
But-
but it's the same
It's
size.
the same size. Whereas like I like the different sizes, and I like having a skinny laptop and a small iPad.
Fair enough. Why
I'm just a man of simple pleasures, George.
I love it.
I'm actually looking forward to the Apple event coming up, boys, because apparently there's
What's
going to
the
be a
Apple event?
small foldable iPhone.
I heard they were going foldable too.
Yeah, which I would actually buy because if it's foldable, it means it's smaller.
Nice. Well,
Alrighty.
on that note, I think it's a good place to wrap up episode 189 of the podcast. Best of luck to Ollie as he goes out to Europe to
Thank you.
begin the campaign.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. It's been a pleasure having you. And we look forward to seeing you guys all again next week. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, Morgan has asked me to ask you guys to like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe so we can hit 10,000 subscribers, which would be rad. And send it to some friends so we can get the Coffee Club word out there.